Welcome to my chambers. It's been a very difficult week for the people in Orlando, Florida, a difficult week for Americans, difficult for us to cover the tragedies that happened there. Death is a tragedy, especially tragic when it's a violent death. It's particularly tragic when it's the death of young people. It's monumentally tragic when it's senseless. I don't want to talk about the reasons for the killing other than to talk about the government's involvement. In all of these mass killings by guns in the modern era, whether it's Aurora or Newtown or San Bernardino or Charleston or Columbine or now Orlando, the one thing in common is that they occur in what the government cheerfully calls a gun-free zone. They should be called killing zones because that's what they are. These are areas where the government prohibits law-abiding citizens who are lawfully authorized to carry guns from carrying guns. So in all these places, a lot of the victims themselves had guns and the right to carry them, but weren't permitted to bring them into the venue, and the killers know that. It's an example of the government interfering with our fundamental liberty because it thinks it can take better care of us than we can take care of ourselves. If anything is obvious from these tragedies, beyond a reasonable doubt, it is that the government cannot keep us safe. But for the government to assault our ability to defend ourselves violates the natural law. Your right to defend yourself is your natural right. Violates the Constitution. Your right to keep and bear arms, modern day workable, usable arms that you have with you, is protected by the Constitution. And it violates common sense. Anybody in that nightclub in Orlando had a gun and knew how to use it, they could have stopped the killer. He fired 250 shots out of 2 weapons. He reloaded 12 times. It's impossible to shoot a weapon and reload it at the same time. There were many periods of downtime during which one person, one gun, one bullet could have stopped him. It is reprehensible that the government has interfered with these rights. The right to keep and bear arms is a sacred right. It is a natural right. It is in the same category of speech and press and religion and travel and privacy. Why do we need a permission slip from the government to protect ourselves when we don't need a permission slip from the government for our other rights? That's what politicians want to do. Take away our right to keep us safe when they have failed miserably to do so. Welcome to my chambers.